Hello and welcome, people of YouTubes. This is Suikoden, and it is the start of what should hopefully be an epic project as I attempt to complete the entirety of the main Suikoden games in order, transferring data where possible. Now, I've had to change emulators because EPSXE was causing me massive issues on the graphics to this. Basically, for whatever reason, the reflective graphics weren't working correctly and glitching out a lot of areas of the game, which was rather unfortunate. So we've gone back to my old faithful, the PSX 1.13, I think it is, which is what I think I recorded the previous Let's Play of Suikoden 2 on. So we know it's good enough, and obviously I've got a much better computer. When I first did the Suikoden 2 Let's Play a while ago, I had something that was barely worth considering a microphone. I was running it on a laptop, which I think was 3 years old at the time. And, if anything, it is my most disjointed Let's Play in terms of how things went. But anyway, that was the second game, and this game suffers a little bit because I played the second game first. Similar to Dark Cloud, unfortunately. Dark Cloud suffered, in my opinion, because I played Dark Chronicle first. I actually got a reasonable way into Dark Cloud before I realised it was actually a sequel, a prequel rather, which, yeah, was allowing me to forgive bits of it, but, you know. But Suikoden 1 has some slight issues. The war system is not as good, and I rate the Suikoden 2 war minigame as one of the best examples of how to do a tactical war game. And the fact that it goes inside an RPG is just, you know, icing on cake for me. It also doesn't have... It has a few other slight issues as well. It doesn't have a dash button. I think if I remember rightly, it starts you off with no plot in the middle of nowhere, but nowhere you can explore either. Similar to Final Fantasy 1 and a lot of classic RPGs like that. And I suppose it's of the time. This was released in 1995. It was one of the first games for the PS1, actually. And, yeah, it had its issues. Also, I think the plot overall is weaker in 1 than it is in 2. But ultimately, the plot of Suikoden games is people thrust into war and the tragedy of war against human kindness. Those are the two overarching themes of the Suikoden game that I consider through all 5. And what this game does do is set a very good base for an RPG. And while I may look at it and think that Suikoden 2 did it better, Suikoden 2 did it better, it's still an okay game. This is definitely a good RPG to pick up if you haven't ever played it. Although, admittedly, trying to pick this up, you have to jump through a few hoops. The other side note that I will say is the reason I'm doing this on an emulator as opposed to doing this on my Vita is I've lost the ability to record from my Vita. Which is a shame, because I was hoping to do the whole thing on that, because it's very smooth and, you know, it works. It also sort of adjusts the, it sort of adjusts it better than I've been able to somehow manage, which is why I'm playing this in a 4x3 box and just having black bars on the sides. It's the easiest way to go. This is unfortunately just what the PS1 was designed to render, so that's what we will do. So, I've been waffling on for a bit. Let's play the first of the 5 Suikoden games. I have no idea how long this project is going to take, if I'm honest. But the hope is that I'll get 1 and 2 done before the end of the year. And I'm going to commit to trying to keep a regular release schedule of these. We'll see how long that lasts, because I need to record about 7 episodes tonight and tomorrow in order to actually have them ready. So, good luck on whether I manage that or not. We'll go with the traditional, actual canonical hero name for this game, because of course Shin is from Suikoden 2, and I can't have Shin from all games, that would be terrible. Let us begin. The other advantage of playing Suikoden 1 first is I get to do some Easter eggs from Suikoden 2, or at least access some different things in Suikoden 2, which I've got a few things I want to do, just for lols and games. And yeah, I thought this was right. Yeah, we are left in the middle of nowhere. There's actually nowhere you can really go. You can talk to him. So, you're Teo's son, Tir. Show me your face. You have an excellent face, just like your father. I feel insulted. I showed my face to somebody, and he laughed. I'm absolutely certain there's nothing you can do here. I might be wrong. Because the other thing I was going to do with this game, and I've got kind of mini challenges kind of prepared for each of these games. Oh, by the way, there's no dash button in this game. Unfortunately. Also, that door does not open. Even though it looks like it might. There are people I could talk to, but yeah, okay, fine. We'll go back and do what the plot demands of us. Yeah, lack of dash button's a thing. Just getting my controls back. So interestingly, while we're walking, we can't access the menu. Anyway. What's the matter, Tir? Are you nervous? Don't worry, the audience will be finished quickly. Just be the way you always are. The Emperor's stern, there's nothing to be afraid of. How little you know, Master Teo. How little you know. You have an audience with the Emperor. And the one good thing about the Suikoden series as a whole, the music. The music is extreme. Welcome, Teo. How are things? Much as they were when we fought together in the War of Succession, Your Highness. Impressive words, don't you agree, Windy? Indeed, they are the words of a great general. Teo, I am sure you are aware of a troubling activity in the north. Would you be willing to travel there to protect the border? By which I mean, go there and protect the border. Our disputes with the United City-States of Joustin are complicated, but with General Mcdohl in charge, we can rest assured. My beloved sword Prak has brought me luck on countless occasions. I would like you to have it. Take it with you. And thus we have gained the Emperor's sword. Thank you, Your Highness. I, Teo, swear not to disappoint you. You have my blessings, Lord Teo. So, you're Teo's boy Tir. Quite an impressive little countenance. Listen, Tir, would you be willing to give the Empire a helping hand while your father is protecting the northern border? Yes, Your Highness. Otherwise, I mean, there's lots of situations in Suikoden where you have two choices. Both of them are pretty much redundant. But then there's other things in Suikoden games which absolutely the plot hinges on. And there's lots of subtle little moments in the background which don't mean anything. The plot is very linear, but there's bits and pieces if you go out of your way to find them. Suikoden 2's castle, by the way, is full of these kind of moments, which is why I love the series so much. I've also talked over things, but it doesn't matter. This is not the bit that we're interested in. This is the intro. And as I've learned doing RPG games myself on the RPG Maker, the intros are the least boring part of it, and if it goes on for more than 5 minutes before you can do something... Also, you are walking extremely close to me. This feels somewhat worrying. Yeah, the intro should get you hyped for the game, or at least establish the background for the plot. It should not leave you to do your own thing without any explanation. But, you know. Yeah, so you're Teo's boy. What's your name, Tir? I couldn't care less if you're the son of a great general. You'll get no special treatment here, understand? Now go on home. Work begins tomorrow. Report here first thing in the morning. Alright. So clearly, the best thing we can do is to just leave. Absolutely, we can just leave. See, I'm also not standing as close behind you as you were to me. It's kind of creepy. See, this is a normal, respectable distance. You could take a step backwards and I would not walk into the back of you. This is normal. Welcome home. Welcome home, young master. How did it go? Was everything okay? Were you nervous in front of the Emperor? I was so worried, but I guess everything went fine. You shouldn't worry so much, Gremio. Oh, Master Teo, I didn't notice you at all. Didn't notice me? Good grief, the only one you seem to care about is Tir. Sorry, Master Teo. By the way, young master, Ted is here to congratulate you. Oh my god, the stew! The stew! That doesn't sound like something we're interested in. Now, I said I was going to do this mostly without a guide, and that's true. So, I might be about to make a mistake here. But I'm fairly certain I need to go upstairs and talk to Ted, who will now join us. I have news to you. You met the Emperor, didn't you? Tell me all about it, please. Let's get up to your room, okay? Tell me about the Emperor, right now! Ted joins the entourage. So he joins the party and is basically a level 1 warrior, same as me. However, we are going to leave. We're going to leave and do our own thing. And part of the own thing is to go into here and see if we can buy some armor that would be useful. So, buy a leather coat, and I think we hold off on that for the moment. Okay, item. Nope. Sorry, we'll get this right in a moment. I'm getting used to the controls again, or at least how this game wants to do things. Okay, so leather coat equipped. We can then hand over the tunic to Ted. You actually can't wear them. Alright, fine. We arguably don't want to put stuff on Ted anyway, but we will at least give him a medicine before we head out. Because of the initial encounters outside, I think there's only about 2 we can actually win. I'll buy ourselves an extra medicine. Alright, 700 potch. Is there anything else we can do at this point? We can't buy runes, because I think we just attached them there anyway. Alright, let's head out. Who cares about stew? Actually, I know what we should do first. Before we do anything else, in the realization that we haven't actually done all that much, let's save the game. We can stay there for free, which is important to note. And we will create a new save file. Format memory card. Oh, there you go. Create new save file. There you go. 7 minutes into the game. Onwards! Okay, now we just gotta hope that we encounter one of the few enemies we can actually deal with on our way down south to this place. Actually, we might as well do this now. Welcome to another town. This one has a runesmith, this one has a armorer, which has better stuff, if I remember rightly. Unfortunately, we can't afford the pointed hat. What we can do then is buy ourselves some weapon upgrades. So, the way you increase your power in this game, other than just leveling up normally and increasing your stats, is by sharpening the weapon, which acts a bit like a multiplier in terms of how it is applied. Also, I'm 100 short. Doesn't matter, but we're doing a little bit more damage, which might be relevant in a few moments. I should probably save the game here. I'm not sure we can beat this thing. Run away. We're surrounded. I was right, we can't beat this thing. This is why we saved the game first. Actually, I can use a medicine. So medicines cost 100, so I'm guessing that we have to spend more than 50 potch to rest up. So potion is probably cheaper. Alright, run away from those. There's one specific enemy we could probably beat, maybe 2. And that's what I'm kind of hunting for. Prepare for the grind. We do need to fight. Nope. We're surrounded. We might be dead here. Alright, we ran off. Okay, come on. Give me an opponent we can beat. That is not an opponent we can beat. The good news is we do have to run away 100 times to recruit somebody later, so... Come on. There's one specific enemy type we can destroy. You're not it. Well, if we keep dodging, we could beat you, but... We're surrounded. Oh, how much do I want to gamble on this? I think, can we take him? Well, we lose nothing by trying at this point. The answer to that? No. Oh well, let's play over. Thankfully, it'll reload our save, which means we're back in the first town where we're at. Oh boy. I might be doing some grinding off screen. We'll see. But I'm determined to at least beat one enemy before we get to, before I do this. There is a point to what we're doing, but I'm wondering whether I'm doing the wrong one. I will explain that point when we actually get a fight won. Come on. Come on, we can take it. Come on. I'm wondering also if they spawn closer to here, which might be... Yes! Right, we can beat these. These are the enemies we can beat. Alright, maybe not all three of them. Alright, how many hit points have we got? 10. So we can take hit 1, hit 2. Medicine on myself. So that was overconfidence. I don't know, we're 18 minutes into the first game of this 5-game project and we are stuck. We can beat them. I promise you we can beat them. And when we do, we'll be massively over-leveled and can beat the rest. But we have to win this first fight. Maybe I should buy myself more defense. We already know we can't beat you. Also, our run count is reset to 1, so... Come on. Give me those bonbons again. We can definitely beat those if we get lucky enough here. See, in Suikoden 2, healing goes first. That's why I assumed I'd be safe enough to go with the medicine on that turn. Now we know better. Medicine up if there's even a chance of death. I may return after a little time, bear with. This looks like a fight we're about to win, so watch me lose. I only have to hit him one more time, and then we get our first win, and we get to cheat the leveling system. Tir once again died. These were another group of 3. Beaten, and beaten by ourselves. Right. The experience system works in an odd way in this game. The less experience you actually have, the more experience you get for the battle. This can mean that a lower level person, say a level 3 person in the same fight as level 5, can go up to level 6 before a level 5 person does, depending on the fight and the conditions. It is weird, but it works, and it's one of the reasons I like this game. It kind of discourages you from grinding. As an FYI about the discouragement from grinding, when you actually leave this place for the first time, you have a party of about 5. And 5 people is much easier to keep alive in most of those fights. Anyway, we are now level 4. This means we do significant amount more damage, and hopefully we now have enough to go and do enough upgrades to do what we want to do. We are probably going to, however, take some... Yeah, we'll definitely want to do a couple of bits here. Let's get the pointed hat if we can, though I'm not sure we got enough for that. No, we don't. We'll, however, sell the tunic. 950, so we can do a double weapon upgrade if nothing else. We probably do want to get pointed hats and brass armor before we do what we want to do, but I'm being vague about that for deliberate reasons. Yeah, so let's sharpen that once, and sharpen that a second time. Okay, so basically we've doubled our damage near enough. hopefully. This means we can now start dealing with some of the tougher enemies, provided there aren't that many of them. And I think we're actually still going to go back here because this is a place we can heal for free. Let's try it. Good news is I also am faster than them, so there's that. Whoops. Alright, one down. Hit for 11. Okay, we can deal with him. Don't worry, Ted. We will avenge you. So optimally, we were quite close to the level 4 barrier, so when we got enough experience here, we actually went all the way to level 7. Had Ted have survived the fight, he might have also made it to level 7. Possibly even level 8. But being level 7 now means we can definitely deal with all the enemies on this track. Oh, we would like Ted to gain some experience points. Right, now we're one-shotting them, and that was a crit for 72. God darn it, Ted! We're supposed to be training you up as well. And unfortunately now we're hitting the sort of experience ceiling, so we're now right at the edge of level 7. This is when we would ideally like to face a boss. Or something worth a lot of experience points. There are set encounters in both this and the Suikoden 2 game I played, where you can basically, if you set the conditions right, jump yourself to level 99 because of the amount of experience you're earning, provided you go through some steps. Anyway. We're now level 7 after 12 minutes of play. And what I think amounts to 3 battles. Obviously, it helps that we're getting all the experience to ourselves, but, you know. Alright, this one we can deal. Ted is finally going to earn some experience points. Ted! You are gaining experience points by watching me bash him over the head. How much? All the way up to level 4. Now, no, when we beat 2 of them early, we only just hit level 4. Actually, no, that was the bomb ones actually got to level 4. We were at level 4 and barely hit level... I forget. Doesn't matter. Good news is, though, that we now have... Actually, we're nowhere near on the potch front, but we have enough that we could go and do the thing now. And since Ted isn't going to be dying to every single hit, we can definitely do some safe grinding. We'll head back to the town, save, and then I think we're going to do the thing we want to do. What is that thing? Well, you'll see in a few moments. But the conditions for what we get change whether we bring Ted with us or whether we decide to go by ourselves. Now, one of these is a rune which doubles the amount of money you earn in a fight, which is extremely useful. The second one doubles your experience, which is less useful. For the reasons that you've already seen, the experience system doesn't reward you for being over-leveled too much, but... Or equally, there's not that much need to grind. Anyway, let's see if we can do this. So where we want to go is up into this mountain pass, which is a tougher dungeon, so we will want to be... Alright, we can fight you off as well. Gain a few more experience points doing this. 32. And Ted's now up to level 5. Alright, this should be good enough. He says. We're about to find out whether it's going to be good enough. So I didn't pick up any defensive items. A circlet on the other hand, though. You can't wear. Actually, neither of us can wear that. Okay. Well, we're about to find out whether or not we are leveled enough. We are not leveled enough. Darn it. Oh, surround. We might actually die here. Dodge, hit back for 8. Okay. use both medicines here because we need to get out of this area. So those things are blue slimes. We do actually want to kill them because they provide something that is extremely useful for us. Now this is the encounter I was trying to get through all of that time because there is a single bomb on encounter, which is how you gain your first bit of levels, rather than trying to struggle like an idiot against 3 of them. Anyway. So we need a few more defenses and we need a few more kills. Okay, not too bad. Though we were only doing about 2 damage to those before, so definitely improvement. And getting quite a bit of potch from them. I know it's not potch in this game, it's bits, isn't it? But alright, we're going to fight the boar and then see what we can do about the birds. Okay, birds are the other enemy that we could potentially face at the start, but they have a different problem. They're annoying to hit. They dodge everything. They are the masters of dodge. By that time we got a double hit, so. Alright, take it up to level 6. And we're up to 400 there, so yeah, I reckon we're doing okay here. We might head down and see if we can actually buy some proper defenses. And now that we have got all these levels, they are only hitting us for 2. Ted also up to level 7, which is useful. So we could sell the circlet in theory. I think we might actually be... Actually, let's double check we can afford it before we do this. Yeah, we can. Unfortunately, no auto-equip like happens in the other thing there, but our defense is up to 52. And all our money is spent. We'll also want to visit the potion shop just because. Because later on, what items we get is... Oh, that was not an important one. What items we can get in our castle shop depend on which shops we visited. So it is important to go in at least see what they're trying to sell you. In the meantime, though, more battle. Head up north, rest in that town, and yeah, I might do a bit more grinding off screen, at least before we go back to Tiger Mouth. Come on. There gotta be some encounters around here. We haven't cleared off all the enemies from the map. Always the same, when you want encounters, they're never around. Okay, so let's go for... now here we got the battle system at work. So each character has a range, which is either short, medium, or long. Although I don't know whether that's quite right in this case, because long means you can hit any of the either row from anywhere. Medium should mean from the front row I can hit front or back, and short should mean front row to front row only. Or maybe it was front or back row to front row only. I forget. But either way, since Ted is an archer, he can go long. Alright, free will. Let's let you fight them. Fortunately, these things are proving to be dodging. 107 on a 117 on a critical hit. Alright, we've got enough hit points to make this work. Come on. There we go. And what are we going for our trouble? A small amount of experience points and 120 bits. I'm trying to get into the town, but apparently you can only enter it from here. Also, flashing screen of death until we hit, Oh, apparently... Okay, I didn't realise it did that, eventually wear off, but fine. We will, however, stay, and then we will save, and then I'm going to go off-screen for a little bit, so... We shall see. I might call that a video. We'll see how I decide to split things off, but if this is a new video, until next time, and if it's not, catch you then. I've also rebound the key for this.